my favorite things about failure is how it helps you move forward and the lessons that it teaches you, which is what this whole podcast is here to highlight. And failing forward is one of those theories that I didn't know even existed up until maybe 7 years ago when I actually started to read more books on failure. And it was just mind blowing to understand how much negative press this one word gets. And when you start to realize that it can help you move forward, not only professionally, but personally as well, there are so many different things that you can realize. I didn't even realize this is what is helping me in my personal journey or in my professional journey. And failing forward, I think it has so many different contexts. Like it teaches you to reject the concept of rejection. It teaches you to see failure as a temporary thing. Let's say if you fail fast, then you learn faster. So many different aspects to how you can enable that failure to move you forward. I'm interested to know what aspect within that actually you've experienced and how did it show up in your business and how did it help you move forward?
Cool. So for me, I believe in two of those things. One is fail fast. You can create an MVP, which is a minimal viable product, to put your service or product out there, and then you can iterate and learn from there. I know someone personally who started the business 2 years ago, and it's been 2 years in development, and they want it to be perfect. They want the
Yeah.
website to be perfect. They want the application to be perfect. You know, they're working with the developers. They're enjoying that process. But I'm sorry, you've lost 2 years of real life learning with your clients. They could have launched just one of those services, the pain point, like you said, how we handle pain points. They could have launched the service that handles that one pain point, got people on board, made some funds, and optimizing, got details there. But now they're basing it all on hypothetical reasons. They've done their research. They see there's a gap in the market, but it's still hypothetical.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, they're still developing it. If it takes them another year of hypothetics of just, this is what I know and the market changes, what are they going to do? However, if they started 2 years back with something so simple like an MVP and built it and iterated from there, they'll be in a much different place.
Yeah, but I think perfectionism is one of the drawbacks that you will face if you have that element that I'm not going to do it until it's perfect. That's, again, a fear of failure, just simply because you think that you shouldn't do anything until it looks perfect, until it matches everything that everyone needs. And like you said, the sooner you start it, the more lessons you're going to learn. And
Correct.
you can pivot, you can implement that in your business.
Exactly.
And that's what you'll miss out if you're waiting for everything to be perfect.
Because imagine you spent 100,000 dirhams on your website and your application, and you've got no people on your platform. Another example to give you is when you have a brick and mortar company, like in a mall or in a shop, the rent is a lot depending on where the location is. But when it comes to online, for much less than what you're spending in the real world, let's say, you could actually do 10 business ideas and give them all like little bits of time to see which one's going to generate for you the return or is something that people are interested in, and that's why you got to like try it. You got to try an MVP. An MVP could be an Instagram page with a professional email address to say, if you're interested, get in touch.
Yeah. You don't have to overthink it. I think there's beauty in simplicity.
Yes.
And if you can just simplify things, you'll be able to, well, let's say, gain on the time you would have lost if you spend all of that energy trying to make it fancier than it has to be. Just launch it, see what the feedback is, see if there's even a need for this, and then take the next steps. So I think there is so much that you can gain from, executing quickly. So I congratulate you on that. Well done for taking that as a failing forward mechanism.
Thank you. And Kickstarter identifies this, right? People put out a concept, other people put in money to develop that idea. And if there's enough of an interest and enough of funds, they go further and develop
Correct.
it. You just got to do it for yourself in the UAE. And in the UAE, the blessing that we have is a lot of people are on social. The cost of advertising on social compared to traditional media is...
It's just mind-blowing. The whole system has changed.
Yes.
And I think if technology is helping us, we should jump on that.
Correct.
And if it's cutting costs, even better. As a business owner, the number one thing you have to think about to keep going is your costs. So if you can keep expenses down and make sure that you can still give that high quality, do it. If you can cut corners and somehow spend on advertising online, but not have to do those big expenses that we had to previously with press or anything like that, it's just going to add to your bottom line at the end of the day. So
Correct.
why not jump on this and, do as you do, just execute quickly and see what the learnings are, implement them. And that is a beautiful learning process in itself. Well done.
And then the second one is rejection. This is where people can get stuck in their head, and it's happened to me a couple of times. You feel rejected by an idea that happened, an idea that didn't work out, or a government entity or another business that you wanted to partner with because it fits what you want to do in your mind, and you get rejected. And then you can have procrastination. You can feel like nothing's going to work. You got to push it out, because at the end of the day, in hindsight, after that idea is rejected, you're still alive. You're still doing what you're doing. So you carry on pushing forward.
Yeah. And again, rejection is one of the main elements why people don't take that step forward. It doesn't have to be in just entrepreneurship. It can be anything in your life, starting a new job or moving to another country. I think rejection has so much heaviness to it that
Disabling.
it is ultimately, exactly. Well done for the word, because it can stop you from taking any decision. And that's something that you're really going to regret in the end, because if you do somehow find a way to navigate through that fear of rejection, you can't eradicate it altogether, because there is a level of, let's say, fear that is helpful to you, but a fear of rejection is just made up in your head. And if it finds a nice place in your mind and it buries down deep, it's very difficult to get rid of. So how did you find your way to get out of that procrastination? Because that's one of the things that people also can fall into the trap.
So for me, it was my customers. Every day is a new day with us. We have people contacting us for advice on what they should do with their website or their application. People who have problems, people that are just getting in touch with us to say, I want to do this. And that for me, because it's different every day, makes me happy. So I love getting up in the morning, coffee, laptop open, and start going through the tickets and the chats.
Would you say that your customers motivate you?
Yes.
And that's what keeps you going. Like the fact that you're helping your customers and you're seeing it firsthand, that keeps your motivation that for you doing your business.
Absolutely. And the UAE market is growing. The .ae namespace is growing year on year, for the past 5 years. So there's new people coming in, there's new people with new ideas. Like we were just talking about the MVP, I've got this one client who has built websites just talking about his concept. So when he's going to get funding, or when he's going to speak to banks or hedge funds or just people in general, he can have a chat with them about it.
Yeah.
But then he directs them to the website, because that website is a 24-hour salesman for him. It has all his FAQs. He's done it before. He's asked people questions. They've given him the feedback. He's turned it into FAQs on his website. And that's now a 24-hour salesperson for him.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Your online presence is your 24-hour salesperson.
Correct. And the other thing about your online presence is people choose how to consume you. If you're on Instagram, or if you're on TikTok, or you're on Facebook, you're kind of beholden to their algorithms. Today you might be flying high. Tomorrow you're canceled or shadow banned, or maybe what you're doing doesn't fit what people want, right? So they can't really search for you. But your website, people can come to it and they can choose how to consume you. Am I a TikToker? So I'm going to choose TikTok. Am I a Snapchat person? I'll connect with you on Snapchat. Do I like YouTube? Click on YouTube and watch your videos on there. It's a central point to send people that they can then decide how to consume you.
Yeah. I genuinely think that if you have a fear of, I don't know how to, start online, it's a simple way just to go and Google it. And you have made it so easy to do that. Find the name, and just once that's registered, you have everything ready for the resources that people need to set up a website. Back in the day, we had to get someone to do it or spend days or weeks just to figure out, how do I want it to look? Now you've got templates that you can just plug and play. It just streamlines the whole concept. And there is really no excuse for why your business is not online. Even me, I have a landing page for one of my businesses, and it's as simple as I have an intro video and I list my services and the contact details. That's it. And I don't do anything more than just have that as an online presence. Anyone who wants to check it out, you go on there and it says exactly what it does. You want me for this, I'm available.
And thanks for bringing up the point about the website builder, because you're absolutely right. That solution is there for non-technical people, or even a technical person who just needs to get a website online within an hour or two. You choose a professional template, you customize it to your look and feel, like changing the images. If you don't have an image, we have a million image library that you can select from for your niche or your business. Put your logo up there, put your contact details, and it's done. Now, that's like your stage one. Later on, yes, you might go and hire a web designer. Yes, you might have a team. Yes, whatever. But at that point, because 99% of our customers are people who are beginning their journey online. It's their first time going online.
Yeah.
It's a perfect way to do it, to get your information out there. So it's a central point. And then from that, you start doing your marketing. You start finding, are you going to do social ads, or are you going to do, podcasts, or are you going to do video ads, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think it's just there's no excuses now in the game. There is absolutely no reason for you not to be online, even if it's just a simple landing page. Get on there and then see where you can take it from there. So yeah, I just think that people who make excuses will make them no matter what happens. So Wahid, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know that you're not someone who loves being in front of the camera, but I appreciate the fact that you trusted me on this, and you went with your gut instinct, and you actually shared what your lessons have been along your journey so far. And I genuinely do appreciate it. So if this is a lesson for anyone else who's afraid or not comfortable in front of the camera, take a lesson out of Wahid's book and just take that leap and do it. And what did you feel, Wahid? How has it been for you, this experience so far?
Well, I've had you running behind me shouting at me that I should get in front of the camera.
That was between me and you.
For maybe
You're
9 months. Okay, bleep that then. But thank you, Farry. For a techie person, it's very easy to be behind the scenes and just behind the laptop and using the keypad to get the message out. But having a forum like this, and even us sponsoring FabDXB, to hear about these other failures and learning from it, it's what we love to do. But we just don't do it so forward.
Yeah.
We do it from the background. So I feel this has been a brilliant experience. I look forward to doing it again. I look forward to doing it in a couple of years when we do our expansion and hopefully don't have too many failures, but that we'll have some cool failures that we can come back and share with you and with the wider community.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Wahid.
Thank you,
Okay,
Farry.
so that was Wahid. I'm so glad that we've actually started this whole journey in the FabDXB podcast, and thank you for joining in. There will be more exciting episodes coming up, and there will be amazing stories to be shared. That's what we're here to do, share the stories of failures and what the lessons have brought those entrepreneurs who are bravely sharing them with us. So thank you, and we'll catch you next time. tasjeel.ae are the fastest growing UAE domain and hosting provider. Exclusive only to FabDXB subscribers, benefit from 50% discount on their hosting services by using the promo code FabDXB. Just visit tasjeel.ae and you can elevate your online presence.